Hello students, our today's lecture topic is electrical machines. This is part 3 of the video series. These are the following contents which we are going to cover in this video lecture. Torque equation of DC motor. What is torque? Torque is turning effect due to some force applied. Now recall the construction of DC machine. We were having armature in the rotor part, and that armature was divided into slots in which armature conductors were placed. According to the Fleming's left hand rule, that armature conductors experienced a force in a direction tangential to the circumference of the armature. Each armature conductor placed are having equal distance from the center as some radius. So that tangential force along with this radius both multiplied together will give the torque applied or the twisting or the turning motion of the DC motor, which helps in the rotation of the rotor. Now let us find out the torque equation. For any DC motor, suppose for example series motor or shunt motor, the terminal voltage or the armature voltage is equals to EB plus IA into RA. If we multiply this whole equation with IA, we are going to get this equation. In this equation, the term EB into IA is called as the mechanical power generated. So we are denoting it as PM. Also, the PM generated in terms of torque will be equals to omega into torque, where omega is the speed in radians per second, which can be also written as 2 pi n into t. Here small n is speed in revolution per second and t is the torque. So if we are equating equation 3 with equation 4, we will get torque equation as T equals to EB multiplied by IA divided by 2 pi n, where EB is the back EMF, IA is the armature current, and small n is speed in RPS. Already we have derived the EMF equation for the DC machine. So for DC motor, the back EMF is equals to phi Z NP upon A. So we are putting this in the torque equation. So now we get the torque equation as torque equals to phi Zp into Ia divided by 2 pi A, where Z is the number of conductors, P is the number of poles, Ia is the armature current, A is the number of parallel path. For wave winding it will be equals to 2, and for lap winding it will be equals to the number of poles. Phi is the flux per pole. So we are getting the torque equation as such. In this torque equation, Z, the number of armature conductor, is constant. The number of poles is constant as per the construction. Number of parallel paths is also constant, and 2 pi is a constant term. So we are replacing this as capital K. So torque can be written as capital K constant, flux per pole multiplied by the armature current. In terms of proportionality, we can say the torque is directly proportional to product of flux per pole into armature current. Now if the direction of flux changes, torque direction will change. If the direction of armature current changes, torque direction will change. If the direction of flux and armature current both changes, then torque direction won't change. So let's study the characteristics of DC motor. So there are three main characteristics for DC motor. The first one is torque versus armature current. The second one is speed versus armature current. The third one is speed versus torque. In order to study these three characteristics, we need to know two basic equations. The first one is related to the EMF equation. The EMF equation is directly proportional to flux per pole multiplied by speed. Here n is in revolution per minute. The torque is directly proportional to flux per pole multiplied by armature current. So using these two equations, we will be studying these three characteristics of DC motor. So we will be first studying the characteristics for series motor. So let us recall what we have studied about the series wound DC motor. In series wound DC motor, this current is equals to the series field winding current, which is equals to the armature current. This series field winding current is responsible for flux production in the series field winding. Means this ISC is directly proportional to flux. If ISC is directly proportional to flux and ISC is equals to armature current, then IA will be also directly proportional to flux. So if we draw a graph between torque and armature current, we know torque is directly proportional to flux into IA. For series motor, the flux is directly proportional to IA. So torque gets directly proportional to IA square. So we will get a parabola curve. We will be getting this parabola curve until magnetic saturation of field poles occur. After the magnetic saturation, the flux will be independent of the armature current. So after magnetic saturation, we will be getting a straight line as torque will be only directly proportional to the armature current. So we are getting the torque versus armature current graph as such. Initially we will be getting a parabola as torque is directly proportional to Ia square, and after magnetic saturation we will be getting as a straight line. Torque will be directly proportional to Ia. Now this TSH is the shaft torque. The armature or the rotor is connected in a rod is connected in the armature through which we will transfer the mechanical power. That is called shaft. So this shaft torque is always less than the armature torque due to some stray losses. So we have drawn TSH as such. Now coming to speed versus armature current. As we know, the back EMF is directly proportional to flux into speed, and the flux for DC series motor is directly proportional to armature current. So speed and armature current will be inversely proportional to each other. That simply means for smaller value of armature currents we will be having high speed, and for larger value of armature current we will be having low speeds. Also, the torque is directly proportional to the square of current, armature current for a series motor. So if we draw speed versus torque graph, we will be getting a similar kind of curve. For small torque, the speed is high, and for larger torque, the speed is low. So these are the three characteristics of DC series motor. The characteristics torque versus armature current is called electrical characteristics, and the characteristic speed versus torque is called as mechanical characteristics. Now coming to shunt wound DC motor. What happens in a DC motor? This ISH current is responsible for field production or flux production. This ISH is constant for a shunt wound DC motor. How? This ISH is equals to this voltage divided by RSH, and as this voltage is constant, this will be constant. So the flux will be always constant for a shunt DC motor. So now if we draw torque versus armature current graph for a shunt motor, torque is directly proportional to flux into Ia, and flux is constant for DC shunt motor. So torque is directly proportional to Ia. So we are getting a straight curve of torque directly proportional to armature current. Also, the shaft torque will be somewhat less than the armature torque. Now if we draw speed versus armature current for a DC shunt motor, the back EMF will be almost constant. The back EMF will be almost constant. So the speed and the flux is also constant. So the speed for any armature current would be constant. So ideally the speed versus armature current is a constant straight line. But due to some losses, practically there is some drop in the speed. We can say 10 to 15% drop. So practically speed versus armature current graph is the dotted line as shown. Also if we draw speed versus armature speed versus torque graph, then we will get similar kind of characteristics. Thank you for listening.